Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here, coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise, and just like yesterday, Capcom released 2 new weapon teases for Monster Hunter Rise, and we're going to be checking them in today's video. As you guys can see from this particular image, today it is going to be Longsword and Lance Day. So let's go right ahead and check those out. I'm going to be starting off with the Longsword. By the way, fair warning, I was warned in the comment section of my previous video that this particular video right here for the Longsword actually showcases weapon and armor for the flagship monster. So if you're not interested in seeing that just yet, then maybe hold off. But you know, this is what Capcom posted, so this is what I'm going to be looking at. So let's start things off here. Longsword, a sharp weapon that charges up the spirit gauge as you cut into your prey and can unleash powerful spirit blade attacks. Also allows for technical dodge and counterattack combat. Looks like, according to the description here, it's looking very much like the Longsword that we had in World. The Foresight Slash, maybe even Yai counter and all that jazz, but let's take a look at the Silkbind attacks here. Serene Pose, the calm before the storm. This definitely sounds like some Yai stuff. Taking a hit while your weapon is at the ready will swiftly lead into a counterattack. Then you have Soaring Kick. What goes up must come down. Uses a wire bug to launch you into a jump kick that, if it connects, will trigger a plunging thrust. Landing the thrust autofills your spirit gauge for a short period of time. Press the corresponding button after landing the kick to perform a Spirit Helm Breaker at a cost of 1 level of spirit gauge. So let's take a look at the video itself.
Prepare for a world of hurt!
Soaring Kick.
Hold still! Hope you've got insurance!
Serene Pose.
Take this!
So you guys know that the Longsword is not a weapon that I tend to use all that often, but let's try to get a good look at some of the moves that we get to see in this particular footage. So we got the Yai counter for sure. I would assume that when you do that particular move, it also fills up your spirit gauge, very much like we had in Iceborne. And it gives you invincibility frames for charges and whatnot, which is also very good. That right there was a Foresight Slash, was it not? Yep. That's hands down the Foresight Slash, so that move is coming back as well, which is very nice. That was a decent, very cool aerial Yai counter. Like, look at that. Got him clean out of the air. That is the kick, right? The Soaring Kick. And it looks like the Soaring Kick is going to let you do 2 different attacks. So depending on I would assume depending on which button you press after you execute the Silkbind attack Soaring Kick, you're going to get either the Spirit Helm Breaker, which would be that right there. That's hands down the Spirit Helm Breaker. Or you get the Plunging Thrust, which regenerates. So basically you get to choose, do I need to fill up my spirit gauge or do I need to burn it? That's what I would assume. So I would assume that this right here burns through your spirit gauge, very much like it did in Monster Hunter World, the Spirit Helm Breaker. And then this would fill up your gauge. So it'd probably deal a little bit less damage, but set you up for potential future Spirit Helm Breakers. And then this is the Serene Pose, which, you know, the monster will have to hit you, I would assume. Right, that's what they say in the description, right? Let me just double check here. Taking a hit while your weapon is at the ready will swiftly lead into a counterattack. Exactly. So I would assume that this move that the monster did right here, that would have hit us with his wings, and that allows you to basically counter that. Seemed pretty beast as well. Nice. Yep, longsword looking solid as ever. It's not really my weapon of choice, but longsword means rejoice. Looks like you guys are gonna have some pretty nifty tools right there. I'm still so curious as to how mounting is gonna work. It's very interesting that they're keeping mounting as close to the vest as they are. Like, just remember, in Monster Hunter World, they also slightly changed mounting a little bit, so that was more interesting, but they revealed it in like the first trailer. This is like, again, every time I see an aerial attack and we don't see a mount, I'm just wondering, oh, you guys are playing it so close to the vest. I can't wait to see. But yeah, that's a longsword. If you guys caught up any details on longsword, because like I said, longsword's not a weapon that I tend to play that much. If you guys caught any details that I missed out on, make sure to point those out in the comment section below so that everybody that is curious about it will get to know the information that you guys are aware of. But let's take a look at the lance, another one of the weapons that I really like. I wish I was better with the lance, but I spend more time playing the fun lance instead of the actual lance. But I almost mained lance in Iceborne, dude. Lance was in a really good spot, I feel like. Anyway,
A highly defensive weapon whose sturdy shield can withstand fierce attacks while preserving mobility when guarding. Great for counterattacks and sharp combos.
it's like today I can't really do the trailer voice as much because I actually have a bit of a cold going on, so I'm sorry about that. Also, if my voice sounds a little bit different, that's why. But let's take a look at the Silk Mine attacks we have here. The Twin Vine, bonds that tie, jabs a kunai into the target to get its attention. To get its attention, does that mean we're gonna get like a taunt-like situation? Because that would actually be legit amazing for the lance. That's always one of the things that I kind of wanted for the lance, because with the lance, you can really build super defensive. So if you would be able to build super defensive and then actually act as a tank for your teammates, that sounds interesting, even though I know a lot of hunters don't really like that type of stuff because they don't want MMO mechanics and whatnot in Monster Hunter, but I just feel like actually grabbing the attention of the monster, maybe with a move like this, would be very interesting. But then they say, pressing the corresponding buttons while the kunai is still lodged into the target will launch you towards it while guarding. I haven't seen these videos today yet, so the videos from yesterday, I actually saw them before I did the video. These I haven't seen yet. This sounds friggin' amazing. So basically you do a shield charge towards the monster while you actually get its attention. That's friggin' legit. I really want to see what this is about. And then, Silk Mine attack, Anchor Rage. Let the anger flow. Attacks absorbed while your shield is up temporarily boost your attack power. The strength of the boost depends on the power of the attack absorbed. Oh my god, dude. Lance is about to be a goddamn powerhouse. Oh man, I even like let the anger flow. Guys, I might have to do it this time. I might have to play Lance. Dude, this sounds amazing. This sounds like the tankiest weapon possible. Okay, we gotta watch this. Cause like, you guys might not know, cause I know that I haven't done a lot of Lance videos in Iceborne, but I did do that one video in World where I said, you need to play Lance, like, cause Lance is legit. Like a lot of people, before we get started, a lot of people think that Lance is like a weapon that's like, oh, it's so boring. It's so that Lance is not a boring weapon, okay? It is not. A lot of people think, oh, it's poke, man. Lance is not a boring weapon at all, let me tell you. Let's take a look at this. There's the sweep attack.
This one's all for you!
Twin Vine.
No more holding back!
It's not.
I'm gonna get you! You asked for this!
Okay, so I got myself maybe a little bit too excited there because I really thought that the charge while guarding was going to end in like a massive shield slam, and it doesn't. But let's take a closer look at some of this footage, shall we? So right there is, damn it, YouTube, why don't you stop doing that? This right here is your rage counterattack. The one that said, let the anger flow. So you got your pokes, you got your sweep. That's your regular counter. It's not the Silkbind one. And oh, there's also Super Guard. I missed Super Guard in the first viewing. Yep, you still have Super Guard. It's very good. You can counter into it. I like that you can jump and then land into a charge, but I think you'll be able to just do the charging attack without jumping. Interesting that they use it to get... They basically use it as a gap closer. This right here is your Twin Vine, so this supposedly will also grab aggro, bonds that tie. This will supposedly also grab aggro on the monster, and then you get to do this charge thing. Now the charge is interesting in order to actually demonstrate it. So this is weird that they did it as close as they did, right? Because ideally you don't want to like, okay, I'm gonna do this and then hop backwards a bunch of times so that I can show them this ability, right? So I don't know, this move feels very weird right now, particularly because they couldn't find like a natural place to use it in the video. Like they're actually going out of their way to showcase how the skill works. In my opinion, that's never really a good thing. If you have to go out of your way to showcase, okay, here's what this skill does. It's like what you needed to do was to actually launch the Silkbind from here. Then it would be interesting. And I hope that you will have this kind of reach, because if your reach for using this skill is like point blank, then again, you could potentially use it for if the monster runs away, I guess. Like, so if you're fighting the monster, you use this and the monster runs away. But the idea is that you get the attention to the monsters. The monsters shouldn't run away. I don't know, it feels kind of weird. But I do like that you basically bounce off of him and you get an aerial attack. So you charge in with your shield, and then you bounce off of the monster, you kind of leapfrog off him. And then you get your attack right there. And they actually went, ooh, they did the lance tech, nice. Anchor Rage. This is like a super counter, basically, like a supercharged counter. Also, I almost forgot to mention, because I had seen on Twitter that they were going to be showing this particular monster, Puke, because they hadn't shown Puke in Rise just yet. But yeah, Puke also coming to Rise, apparently. Oh, interesting that he actually leaped off of the poisonous goop from Puke. But yeah, I'm very curious about this Anchor Rage attack, particularly because they say it scales based on how powerful the monster's attack is. Imagine countering like one of those beastly Nergigante charges, one of those beastly Nergigante pounces. I mean, obviously we haven't had Nergigante confirmed or anything, but imagine countering something from like Magnum Aloe and just like breaking apart off of countering that or whatever. But yeah, at this point, I'm just like rewatching it because I really, really like watching Lance play. But yeah, the animations look solid. The attack looks like fun. But it's not, I'm not as hyped as I was when I read the description, because like, I'm still very curious to know whether or not the first Silkbind attack actually grabs aggro from the target, because that could be a very interesting mechanic to just temporarily grab aggro to save a teammate, because I kind of feel like that is what Lance is all about, right? You have a lot of defensive potential with that particular weapon, being able to save teammates by kind of like grabbing aggro for the monster, even if like just for 2 or 3 attacks, is kind of a big deal. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to pan out. But yeah, that's today's video. Let me know what you guys think about these 2 weapons. Let me know if I also missed something on the Lance. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, hit the dislike button. Feedback is important. If you usually enjoy my content, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and all of that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe, peace out.